my second daughter takes on everybody else's feeling. She's a super sensitive. And I mean that, I often find that some people say that as a negative. Oh, she's very sensitive. Oh, wouldn't go there. I mean it as a superpower. She has a superpower of being super sensitive. She draws in the energies around her and feels terribly responsible for people and their well-being and how happy or fluid they are. And one of the journeys that I'm going on with her in particular is talking to her about my own journey, my own awakening, that I am not responsible for you. I am responsible for me. I am responsible for my experience. You are responsible for your experience. I cannot take that responsibility for you. When I started communicating that to her, at first she reacted to me. But you're my mum, she said. I said, yes, I'm your mum, and I will care for you, and I'm here for you, and I'm here to walk alongside you, but I'm not here to take responsibility for you. She didn't like it. She wanted to know that I would take responsibility for her because, as she said to me further down in the conversation, but I take responsibility for other people. Yes, you do, and you shouldn't, because it's not yours to take. And we started to unpack this. We started to reveal to each other the impact on her body, the impact on her learning, on her confidence, actually on her eating, on her sleeping, on the way she sees herself, how she does relationships. And so much was revealed through this conversation. And so now we have this beautiful little check-in with each other. Whose responsibility is it? How does that feel in your body? And we have this little check-in, just 5 minutes here and there, and she's able to quickly come back into that awakening. Now, when that conversation was needed, I had a meeting on Zoom that I was meant to be on. I had several people in my community who were asking to have time with me, and I wanted to have time with them. And I wanted to prepare for the next day because I had a big project on and I wanted to be emotionally and physically ready. But my child needed me. And in that moment, I remember thinking, with a tight jaw and gritted teeth, I do not want to give you time. I thought this. She felt this. Don't worry, Mum, don't worry. We can do it another time, she said. It would be so easy for me, and I had done it many times years past, just to say, thank you, darling, we'll make time for it tomorrow evening, yeah? And in that moment, I looked at her, and I looked through her back at me, and I knew she is as important as me. She is equal. She is needing me, and I am here for her. Everything else goes out the window, and I sat with her, present, and I was with her for 90 minutes, if not a bit more, and we worked through this stuff, and I remained present, asking questions, not reacting. I had to do my work. There were many things that she came up with in that conversation that made me want to just shut it down, move it on. Oh, come on. But I didn't. I stayed, I inquired, I owned my own projection. I told her how it made me feel at different times. We inquired about what's going on in our body. We learnt together. She then climbed on me, and this is one of my children who doesn't really do physical touch easily. She climbed onto me, and we just stroked each other. She asked me to kiss her. Very rare. And I put her into bed, and off she went to sleep. And since then, we've had this beautiful invitation with each other to inquire about this subject, learning deeper and in growing and evolving. Now, this level of inquiry and conversation happens with all three of my children very regularly. It means I don't often get the luxury to pick up a camera and create a film, or to grow my business in the way I really want to, or to have more clients, because I can have more clients if I told my kids that I'm not available. To do much more bespoke retreats, which I love. It's one of my favourite things. Because if I'm away more than I am now with my quota, I will go into much more unconscious parenting. I don't get so much time to slob out watching movies, which I love, because I want to be consciously present. It's where they have inquiries. They have opportunity for me to learn. I've got gifts for them to learn, and together we make this beautiful invitation to be intimately involved with each other. It doesn't come easy, but the reward for their personal development, for my personal development, and for those around us is worth it. So conscious parenting, it comes at a cost, but it comes at such gain. And I absolutely love to walk alongside families who are learning this stuff and want to learn how to live in a family in a conscious, active, loving way. What does that mean? How do we do that? You get to rewrite the rule book. There's not such a thing as this is the way we do it. You cannot you can't describe your child from one 6-month period to the next the same. You will learn more about yourself as a couple, as relators, as individuals than any other relationship in your life. And the intimacy that you will experience is intimacy far beyond any other. I could talk about conscious parenting all day long, and we could talk about many different angles of it and many different examples and explanations. But if you want to inquire with anything more, I so love this conversation. Book in a Zoom call and let's get going, because the more that parents wake up to this quality of parenting and really take this in, the more that we are going to evolve as a human race, and our children will be giving birth in a whole new world. And that excites me, and I want to be part of that revolution. And if you do too, and if there's any way I can support you, please get in touch. I absolutely love to awaken with you in this way.